Inflation is a big theme, and nowadays it seems as though everybody that has anything to do with inflation is saying it's slayed. Is inflation dead in your opinion, Jim Grant, or is it just hibernating a bit?
That's interesting. But you know that the Fed, in a way, in a kind of a funny, paradoxical way, has been chasing its tail. Now, the past 10 years or so has been a time of great credit formation. Everyone's borrowing and lending. Corporate debt is way up. And so if you look at the restaurant business, huge boom in restaurant construction. At, of course, very, very easy credit conditions. And what this leads to finally today is 10 chicken nuggets at Burger King for $1.49. Now that is an anti-inflationary problem for the Fed, but it was the very interest rates that the Fed imposed that helped to bring on this so-called problem. Actually, for consumers, it's not a problem. But if you're looking at it from the
Jim, inflation isn't a problem for people. It's mostly a problem for those that own, things that have depreciated or moved lower in price. It's a way to inflate things, especially financial assets. But in the end, the question I want to ask is, free markets or Fed markets? Many were upset that the Fed and all central banks became Goliaths of the universe. And now that things seem to be almost at all-time highs, they're calling for the same Fed that is now data-dependent to start managing interest rates again. How do you see it?
Well, we need free markets. I'd say, of course, except it's not quite of course these days. But, it's as if we were watching a Cubs game, for example, Rick, and everyone was talking about the umpires. They could not stop marveling at the umpires and what they might be thinking and what they might be doing, the hitters and the pitchers, kind of afterthought. So we are preoccupied by the people who make the rules and who change the rules and who change the value of the currency within that set of rules. And I think we will arrive at a very good place when no one knows the name of the chairman of the Fed. That would be a fine thing. As it is now, that name is omnipresent, and the Fed itself is certainly too much with us.
Jim, I think that's a great place to leave it, and I would just say the following. When people say we want to know what Fed policy is going to be, they should think about what they are asking, because the Fed shouldn't know much more than a good interest rate observer knows about the future.